Hello, everyone. This is Becky here at Aunt's Creations, and I decided to do a live since I'm awake. And I'm going to go ahead and do the diagonal effect stitch in Tunisian crochet. And I usually do these videos as a private live and then release them at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But I figured I would do it live, and it may be a little bit longer than the videos that I normally do for this project. And that's because I couldn't find an exact tutorial for this. So let's give it a go and see how I do. For this particular stitch, you have to start with a chain in a multiple of 4. So like 4, 8, 12 plus 2. So at 4, you'd need 6. At 8, you'd need 10. At 12, you would need 14. So I'm just going to do the 8 stitches to show you guys a sampling. I will put the what you have to do for the rows, because you have to do a repeat of rows 2 through 5. I will suggest when you start working the pattern, do like I've done here and put 2, 3, 4, 5, and as you complete a row, check it off. And then when you get to at 5, you're going to do 2 again. You'll see what I mean here. So welcome, everybody. So like I said, a multiple of 4 plus 2. So let's do the multiple of 4, which would be 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 1, 2. All right. Then we're going to do the foundation row, and I turn the chain just like we learned in that first video. And I'm sorry if I'm out of shot a little bit. And then you're going to work through your hooks and just work a foundation row, which is a simple crocheting into the chain. And you draw up a loop onto the hook in each stitch across. And I kind of have to concentrate. And the chain, I think foundation is the hardest thing of this. I will put what the abbreviations mean. You will see in the description box that I'll fill the description box in after I finish this. But I will put in, you'll see TSS, which means Tunisian simple stitch, and you'll see TPS, which is Tunisian purl stitch. All right, so we should have 10 stitches here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, so on your very first pass, oh, we got to work off. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of order. Maybe it is too late for me to be doing this. So you work off one loop and then you work off groups of 2, just like we've done in all the others. And of course, I'm having problems because I'm trying to do a video. Isn't that the way, though? So work your stitches back off. So that's your foundation row. That's what they call a foundation row. Now we're going to start working the pattern. Okay, so you have your stitch pattern is going to be worked in the middle, and basically the extra 2 stitches are your 2 edge stitches, the stitches that run on the sides. All right, So when we get over here, this is the right-hand side of your square's side stitch. It's the last loop you add when you're working your stitches off. So that's the side one. So now we're going to start working the pattern. So for row 2, you're going to crochet a row of 2 Tunisian simple stitches and 2 Tunisian purl stitches, and then you end with your end stitch. So that one's a pretty easy one to do. So you do 2 Tunisian simple, so 1 and 2. Then you do the purl where you bring the thread forward, and then you're working in that front bar, and then you do 2 purls, and I always have to readjust. You push the thread back toward you. This first one is hard to see the legs. It does get easier as you go. So there's a purl. And then we need to do 2 simples. So leave the thread behind the hook. And you do your 2 simples. And what I did for my square is I did my 20 stitches that I've been doing plus 2. So I did 22 stitches to get my 6-inch square. So 2 Tunisian simple, 2 Tunisian purl simple. So we need to do 2 more purls and 1 edge stitch. And that is your row 2. And what I will do is just basically put the basic directions in my description box when I sign off. And then you work a stitch in your edge here. All right. So we, again, have 10 stitches on the hook. Then work these back off. I got a little loose there, but I'm not going to worry about that right now on this sample. I keep trying to catch it, and I'm not seeing chat. I don't know what's going on with chat. So if you guys are chatting, I'm not seeing it. All right, row 3, you will begin with 1 Tunisian simple and 2 Tunisian purl stitches. But then after you do those 3 stitches, then you're going to continue with the 2 Tunisian simple, 2 Tunisian purl across. And then you will end with 1 Tunisian simple and your edge stitch. So we're going to start with these 3 that they talk about before they get you back in pattern. So we need to do here a Tunisian simple in the first stitch, then do 2 purls, 1, 2, okay. Then we're going to get back into 2 Tunisian simple, 1, 2, 2 purls, 1, 2, and you end with 1 Tunisian simple and your edge stitch. I hope this is recording okay. Let me just do something right here. See if it's just, maybe you guys are just in bed watching. Here we go. All right. So then we have to work our stitches back off. So go off 1 loop and then do 2 loops at a time. 1, that's actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So that is row 3. Row 4, you will begin with 2 purl stitches. So in the first one, you do a purl, and purl, and then you go into your pattern. So 2 simple, 1, 2, 2 purls, there's 1 and 2, and you're working in the front leg, and then you're going to do 2 simples, 1, 2, and you end with your edge stitch. Yes, that's right. All right. So you're starting to see a little bit of the diagonal. It's harder to see this on a solid, but I needed to use solid this time. So work your loops off. Remember, it's a single loop worked off and then in doubles. Okay. And this is row 5. And this one works up pretty quick, but as I said, you might want to create your little chart and just tick off the rows as you go. All right, row 5, you'll begin with 1 Tunisian purl stitch, and then you'll continue your pattern of 2 simple, 2 purl, and you'll end with 2 simple and 1 purl and an edge stitch at the end. So we'll do 1 purl. Okay. Then you go into the pattern, which is 2 simple, which is with the yarn behind the hook. Then you're going to do 2 purl where you bring the yarn forward. 2. And you'll do your 2 simples. 1, 2, and then you'll do a purl and your edge stitch. And now you've completed the pattern, and you're going to just repeat rows 2 through 5 until you get the size square that you want. And I would really recommend make a little tick off list. Just put row 2, 3, 4, 5, and then as you complete it, check it, check it, check it, check it. I always check it when I've reached this side and I've got all the loops on, so that I know when I get back over here, I need to go to the next row. So you'll repeat the rows 2 through 5, which I will give those instructions in my description box. If you have the book I'm using, it has what you need in it. This is the book, Tunisian Crochet, Basic and Textured Stitches, Volume 1 by Petra Tornak-Zimmerman. These books aren't very expensive on Amazon, and I do try to put a link to the books in the description box. I am not an Amazon affiliate or any of that. I'm just trying to learn Tunisian crochet and kind of just dragging you guys along for the ride. So leave me any questions you might have in the comments section down below. I might do another repeat of this, so I have a little sample of this one as well as my big one. But it's a really pretty effect. You can kind of see it there. See how it has the diagonals? But you do need to know what to do for rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. I will end this here. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will type up what you need to do for these rows, and I'll remind you what the abbreviations mean. Okay? Have a wonderful evening and happy crocheting.